Would you let someone held civilly liable of sexual a woman legally immigrate into the country?
Okay, so if someone was civilly liable in another country, like they were already, like they had that court case, and they like worked for their years to get here, and they were found not for after years to now been a now good standing person, and the United States has found like they're a good person, they deserve to come to America. They'll work hard, obviously. Why wouldn't anyone? I'd like to know, like,
Um, I would say no. If someone's held civilly liable of a woman, I would say no. So you're saying that people held civilly liable of women, right, should be allowed to legally enter the country? Is that your view?
yeah, like for other reasons, I would support Trump is just because like if you wanted to switch to Iran, if switch topics to immigration or switch to a lot of it, like with immigration, I think he's at least very moral. He dates and he's married to an immigrant. Like he's to many his children would be considered children of immigrant. So I don't understand like where the gotcha of any of this is. Like I definitely support a person who's
By the way, being
always in
married,
his life
I'm
supported
sorry,
immigration and
being married to an immigrant doesn't mean you support immigration. Clearly, Donald Trump's very anti-immigration, yet he is married to someone who's an immigrant.
anti-illegal immigration his whole life.
Well, then why?
That's why
Why?
when he called the city and he said that we had rats in our city, they tried to take that back 30 years ago. They've always tried to corner Trump. Everyone understands Trump's always been cornered because he talks his truth, and he just thinks. And everyone usually agreed with it back then. Like when he was on Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Will Smith even loved him back then. Like they all loved him. Everyone loves Trump
Fresh
back
Prince
then.
of Bel Air?
Yeah, you haven't seen the clip, but when he walked in, he tried to buy their house. They just didn't want to sell it because their family home. It's the movie set that they always would do. Like
Dude,
I love watching shows like that. Like if you think people are automatically racist because they support Trump, I can tell you,
dude, are you okay? Like, seriously, this guy's going crazy right now. What are we even talking about? We were having a typical conversation. This guy's all over the place.
well, I was just curious what you asked me what I wanted to say, and I just had a point of all these reasons of why I support Trump. Go ahead, you speak then. What do you want to say of why I shouldn't support Trump and why supporting Trump is wrong and immoral or something?
Dude, has anyone ever in your life told you you're a yapper, bro?
No, people don't. In my life, I don't sit there listening to like TikTok yapper or people who speak in that slang. I would have a much more civil and normal conversation where they wouldn't like go yapper and like just disses and like that's it.
That's what you've been doing the
They
whole
want to
time.
sit there and diss you? Oh, I bet. Should I just sling some?
That's what you've been doing this whole time.
No, I'm saying you shouldn't be stigmatizing these people.
What do you mean?
Section,
What do
like
you mean
what?
stigmatizing? Me saying that like you shouldn't support Donald Trump?
You're saying we're racist for supporting Donald Trump or any of this. I should. I don't
I
understand.
by the way, I didn't even make that claim. By the way, no one said that, right? But you are willing to support him in despite of the fact that he's racist over someone who's not racist.
You are kind of mad for midnight on a Tuesday.
Sure. Mad. Like, yo, I'm just sitting here. I'm wide awake. I slept earlier. I don't really even give that much. I'm trying to say what my opinion is. I think it's kind of crazy. I keep being stigmatized, and every Trump supporter is, and then they pretend like you can't like even defend back. But he just even said I'm a yapper. Like
Dude,
what? What's
dude,
he then?
do you want a Kleenex, dude? I
He
called
just
you a
muted
yapper.
me.
Do you want a
I have
Kleenex?
to unmute
I
myself.
like
Sitting
how
there
we
silent.
because you don't listen to anything I said. I asked you a question. You didn't even answer the question. You just yapped again.
I didn't answer the question. I was asked if I was like mad on a midnight night. You didn't even like really ask a clear question. Re-ask your question, then. What was your clear question you wanted me to answer? Am I a
That was
yapper?
We're putting on him on timeout. Adam, go ahead. What's the reason why you support Trump?
I don't really know what. I don't even remember. I'll just listen to him go on, and I don't remember why the hell I'm even here.
All right. Well, Adam, I appreciate you coming up. Thank you so much, man.
I was just hanging out, and letting you guys go, man. Hey, I appreciate letting me up, man. I'll talk to you at some point later.
Gotcha. You know what? That was actually really good. You were so crazy that Adam was like, I can't
Well,
even
Adam was
support Trump
already.
anymore.
Adam didn't support Trump much beforehand, but if you remember his point of view, which I definitely do, I'm just saying, like Adam already was having a lot of issues with both sides of it, and he was already saying he doesn't now. So, just to put words in again in other people's mouths.
He said he was never MAGA to begin with, actually.
I'm MAGA. I would definitely say "Make America Great Again." People who don't agree with a statement like that sound very anti-American. It's like to support Iran.
Iran. So,
Sorry,
um,
Iran. The
yeah,
pronunciation.
I have a
The,
question.
the grammar police.
Can I ask you a
Whoops.
question? Would you vote for
Yep.
a candidate that
Listen.
said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years?
If he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, do you mean one of the Olsen girls who they specifically were like? I'd like to know the context. Can you please not try to stigmatize the question already with your crazy bias of what did Stephen Colbert say the same thing? Did every late night host you still listen to say the same thing? I want to know that. And do you
I don't.
support them, or
One, I don't listen to Stephen
do
Colbert,
you
and
say
two, I
they're
don't.
all evil and dark right now?
One, I don't listen to Stephen Colbert. Two, I don't think Stephen Colbert even did that. So I'm confused what you're talking about. Can you tell me? Would you support Donald Trump, even if he said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years?
He didn't say 10-year-old girl. He said I would date a 20-year-old girl. That's a weird question. So would he date a 20-year-old girl who everyone in the country thought they were very crazy, and I think it was a disgusting time in our country already just a few years ago? No, I think that, well, sure, I voted for him, so I did. Like, I'm not gonna like lie to you and say I wouldn't vote for him when I did, and he can't run again. So what do you mean? What's the point of your question?
Just
I
take
voted
take a
for him.
listen. Take a listen real quick.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's a 10-year-old girl. You can hear her saying, he goes, "Are you going up the escalator?" She goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Can you believe it? I'm gonna be dating her in 10 years." And then she goes, like, I'm just really asking you the question: Would you be okay with a 50-year-old man going up to a fifth grader, a fifth grade class,
That's all
and
we
going
have
up to
to
one
run
of
our
the
country.
students? Can you please listen to my question?
Yes.
Would you be okay with a 50-year-old man going up to a fifth grade class, right, and going up to one of the students, right, and saying that he would date them in 10 years?
No, in a professional, no, that sounds definitely fired from their position as teacher, sitting there with 10-year-old girls all the time. Definitely fired.
Okay, so to clarify, if that gets you to be fired from being a teacher, should someone be allowed to be president if they do that?
Well, for one, that's a power dynamics of teacher and their current student. That's a very disgusting scenario you just put up. Like, I think that was a very jump, just one. But other than that, for the point of how, like, well, I don't know why they should now be disqualified from all future employment. And now, like, in the future, he said that, like, how long ago? Once again, it's a how long ago clip they jump back to? 20 years ago? How old is she
So to
now? Is he
clarify,
dating her?
if a 50-year-old
Did he rape
man
her
went
too?
if a 50-year-old man went up to a 10-year-old girl in 10 years and said he'd date her in 10 years, you're saying that you'd support him insofar as that it's been 30 years since that happened.
No, I'm saying
Just
that
thank you.
statement, he didn't even go after her. He's made a thing about a person who everyone in the country for disgustingly was this 10-year-old girl. And I think it was wrong for anybody to make how many people made statements like that. And I just think it was crazy time in our country that any of them were saying that. And I would, but right now I do watch a
Who
lot
else
of
are you
them on
talking about? I
TV.
don't even know. I would condemn them too.
Well, the many, it's just so many to list. Like I
Give
was
me
trying to
one
say, all the
person.
late night hosts who had her on on their TV shows, every single one of them.
Had
They literally
who?
said, "Look at how you're going to grow up. You're going to grow up to every man want to date you. Every man already
Who
wants to
said
date
this?
you
Name
when
one
you grow
person.
up." Like Stephen Colbert, he's the one with the
Can you tell me?
glasses.
Can you give me a single source that says Stephen Colbert did that? Because I will condemn Stephen Colbert on
Watch
the
the
live right
thing.
now. Do you support Trump?
Yes, yes and no.
If you could go back in time, would you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, still.
Why so?
So some of the stuff he does now, I honestly am wondering, like, all right, what the hell is your plan here? You know, and then it kind of comes back with this bombing thing. The ceasefire happened right after he did it. Now we can't be mad at him when they go back on the ceasefire. So I don't know. I've just been around, and I know when my bank account and my pockets feel better, and it's under Trump.
Okay. You said your bank account feels better now. Okay, what did he do to cause your bank account to do better off? And then also the ceasefire is not actually in case anymore. There's no ceasefire right now.
Well, it is not. It's not right now, but it was, and you can't fault Trump because Iran and Israel went back on their word. So it was supposedly situated, but now it's not.
I can blame him for parading around like as if he got it when he didn't get it.
Yeah, but when they agree to it, it was agreed to and supposedly happening, and then it was just a basically big F you. Hey, we're not doing that. So
Very unfortunate. It seems like Donald Trump's not good at brokering deals.
you disagree with that, I guess.
I feel like you'd blame the Biden-Harris administration if this happened under the Biden-Harris administration.
Why do you think that?
Because that's what Republicans would blame him for. Republicans blamed him for Russia-Ukraine happening under his administration. They claimed Russia-Ukraine would have never happened if Trump was president.
I sort of agree, but sort of don't. Like,
How do you agree with that?
Well, listen, let me give you my stance on my political. So, in my opinion, Trump shook everything up when he first ran. In my opinion, I believe all politicians are corrupt, and they don't have our best interests, Republican and Democrat. I'm actually more, in my opinion, I feel more independent.
Okay.
Trump kind of shook
You
things
said
up.
all politicians are corrupt. Donald Trump's corrupt then, right?
Not all, majority of them.
Okay. Is Kamala Harris corrupt?
I think she follows with what people tell her to do.
What evidence do you have that Kamala Harris is corrupt?
Just being alive for almost 40 years and witnessing stuff that's going on since forever. Like, they're all corrupt. I can admit that both sides are corrupt. Can you admit that there's no demo? You don't think any Democrats are corrupt?
I'm asking you, do you have any evidence that Kamala Harris is corrupt? And yes, there are Democrats that are corrupt, but I'm asking you, do you have any evidence Kamala Harris is
I'm not
corrupt?
talking about evidence. It's about being around for almost 40 years and
You need
dealing
evidence
with-
that someone's corrupt.
okay, then fine. Whatever.
Like
I
I'll
just-
tell you what corruption looks like. Corruption looks like going up to fossil fuel execs and saying, "I'll give you $110 billion in tax cuts if you give me $1 billion for my campaign." That's
Okay, so
corruption, right? And you know who did that?
Well, if you want, okay, probably Trump. I'm
Trump.
guessing, right? Okay, so if you want to go to corrupt wise, what are your feelings on? Let's just bring up Nancy Pelosi with her net worth and her being in the government for so long. You don't think that insider trading is a problem?
So yes, I think insider trading is a problem. I think that Donald Trump's actually the one oftentimes doing that, specifically when he engaged in market manipulation, saying now is a great time to buy
Hey, but let's
before he
go-
paused the tariffs.
Go before Donald Trump, even before he ran against Hillary. Answer a question on corruption without bringing up Donald Trump. Do you think anybody else like Nancy Pelosi or anybody else that does insider trading, there's not a problem there? Like Bernie Sanders is worth millions and millions, and it's a problem all around.
Bernie has accrued millions by selling lots of books, right? He has 3 different places. One is in his workplace. One is in his place of residence where he has to live because he's a senator, right, in Vermont. And then specifically another one where he has a vacation home in Vermont.